Day 102. So, one of the things that I want to talk about, uh, and I should have done this a little earlier, but because of things that happened, I talked about other stuff. Um, so, one of the things that happened during the break um, was semi planning and unintentional consequences. So, on Thursday, I knew that I was going to go to DC, right? And while I was in DC, I ate as I normally would with my family. And that was all kind of to be expected. But while um, I knew that I was going to be there for past the beginning of next week. Um, I was like, okay, then I'll come home. I'll do 1 or 2 days of fasting and hopefully they'll keep me on track. And unlike even the pre-planned ones where my brother or my mother came down and I, did like a half a week fasting from the beginning and then half a week eating, I was extremely unsuccessful when I came back after Tuesday to fast or to follow any plan whatsoever. I kind of fell back into my old routine in that, I ate what I wanted. I overate. I didn't do any specific binging where I went out and because I did in the past, I'd go out and buy like chips, something chocolatey, something like fruity. I'm talking about like fruit roll ups and chocolate, like Twix or something, right? Buy a bag of each of those guys, and consume it all within like 2 or 3 days. So I didn't have any of that type of binging where I specifically was a detriment to myself, I guess. But I almost felt like I wanted to consume all the food that I had in my refrigerator, which I really should have just tossed everything instead of done that. Because there was food left over from 2 weeks ago, and it was all still good, which was surprising. Um, so either way, so I wanted to consume all the food, which I did, but then I also was like, okay, I'm gonna eat out a couple meals, which I did. And it got to the point where on Sunday I consumed so much food that I actually ended up throwing up, which I also haven't done in a very long time. I usually don't consume that much. Um, so I don't know if it's a reaction to what I'm doing to lose weight, and it's kind of like a swing, a pendulum where like I've been doing so well that I have to have a week like that where it's just kind of off the rails, and hopefully this doesn't happen in the future, because I mean this is going to be an ongoing struggle regardless. It's not something that I can just put on hold and assume that my weight is going to be fine once I get to 150. It's going to be a struggle for the rest of my life, but what I'm trying to get at, right, is sometimes things happen, and I have realized that me personally, I need structure and order, and I need pre-planning in order for something to go well. I'm not the type of person that can take disruption on its head and personally have it not affect my life. Because I mean, I can do it at work. I can do it. I jump from project to project and do all these things, but like in my personal life, I want that structure. I want that order. And when I don't have it, things like this go out the window. And I I wanna say that, you know, it won't happen again, but I know myself too well to say not. So, hopefully I'll be able to keep a structure of some type going, so that that doesn't happen again, or at least it happens in moderation. Um, i.e., it's controlled in some way so that I don't go overboard. I mean, even though I did, I still didn't gain as much as I thought I did, but that's beside the point. Um, I need the structure, I need the order in order to make this all work.